one, action. All right, here's a brick wall show right here. We're gonna be doing this right here in small bricks, but not like the painfully long ones that take almost forever. This one's gonna be kind of a fast way to do it, just like everything else that I showed you guys. First, I'm gonna start establishing like a dark base coat, lighter and lighter. And at first, you think like bricks are only red. However, I would like minimize how much red you use. You can use some, obviously, to get the brick look. Then after that, you can use a little bit of yellow ochre. Big color for bricks. We're gonna tone it down. And make sure your edges are really clean though. So go up to the edge, nice and clean edge. And your brush stroke should be going either straight up and down or to the vanishing point. So here, there should be about level. And down here, there should be going up a little bit. So I'm gonna make this a little bit darker down here on the bottom. Brown, a little red action. Now to make it look more of a shade or a tint, add a little bit of white to it, but not too much. Different spots. Then I'll fade that out a little bit. These are big patches. I'll come all the way to the edge here. This little brick wall, so I have like, it's almost pink. You gotta be worried about if you put the white on top of red, you're gonna get pink bricks, which is like kind of fun, but I don't recommend it. Other colors I use for brick walls is gonna be raw umber. Raw umber is a nice cool color, goes actually really well with red bricks, tones it down. So far I have all large patches. Huge patches. Then you wanna go figure out where the dark version is, so you want like value changes. So up at the top, I'm gonna go a little bit darker. Right up here in the corner. Woo, that's really dark. All right, Operation Lightening Up, coming in. And this is too dark once again. It's okay to go too dark at first, and we'll lighten them up more and more. So here, I'm making sure as I'm using a bright brush, I don't use anything else. Never use a round brush with bricks. Looks a little bit like a disaster. Over here, so now it gets darker as it goes up. Even if it's a flat wall where it doesn't go into a corner, still recommend having value changes because that makes it look more pro. Another clean edge right here. And clean that up. All right, so now if you have like a base, this is a base. I have a base with a brick wall, so now I'm gonna go through and like be a little bit more picky about the colors I don't like that one right there. It went over that weird color, so go a little more red. It's not covering this because it was white. And a little more brown. Starting to cover, but not, you can still see where that white was. Maybe I'll turn that into a big chip in it or something. All right, so that's layer number one. Layer number two, I'll like differentiate some of the patches. These are quite large patches. And I'll do a large patch here and fade it out. So the patches, you don't want to see the whole thing though. So in other words, watch this. Here's a bad patch. Here, bad patch where you can see all the way around all four sides. So instead of all four sides, you want to take it, blend out, like maybe three of them, leave that a little bit. Corners, sure. Blending, still kind of like tapping it in there. All the same, going up there. I'm skipping around those. Then you got to watch out for patterns. These are kind of all the same. I'll haze those out a little bit. And we'll get smaller and smaller patches until we almost have like brick shapes. These are going down a little bit too much for the horizon, so I'm going to level that out. So now I'm looking for mistakes. That should be going almost straight across for the horizon, which is up there a little bit higher. Tap that. It should be kind of fun. A lot of layers. So after your thick layer, then you want to have like thinner layers. Add a little more water to your paint. Now it's thinner and almost like little glazes. Up here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna make a giant hole in that thing. It looks like there's a hole in the wall. Vandals, you know, rioters. Okay, here's a little bit of orange. Sure, put that in there. All right. Or that section. Well, maybe I'll just make a hole into it right now. And I'll cut into that thing a little bit. Where's my hole? All right, so I'm gonna have like a little nugget in here where it's gonna be a little bit darker. Some broken bricks in here. I'll show that thing. Anyways, that'll be eventually like a broken section in there of bricks. Adding variety and imperfections will really help it out. Man, it's not covering that white. Okay, then the next phase, after you have this large brush here, find a brush that's the same size as the bricks that you need. So the smaller the bricks, the smaller the brush. I'll use this one right here. With these kind of brushes, you can go like a brick this size, or you can go a brick this size. And then what I do is I come in there and add tints and tones. So watch this, I'll do like a brick here, and I'll skip over. I don't keep making a bunch of bricks. Like right here, I'll do another one of the same things. So notice how I'm aiming down too. Going down to the horizon. Here it's gonna be level. Now I'll come in, I'll make some darker bricks. I'll even include a dark brick right there in those little 3 guys right over there. And the more you add, the better it's gonna look. You gotta make sure that the bricks are gonna be going on the edges, even if it's 2-point perspective, straight down on the corners of them. Go over here and I'll add some little yellow ochre. Maybe a tint of it. Oh, that's a nice little brick. Look at those cute little guys. As you go, because I'm skipping around at some point, oh, like, that's good enough, you know. Did you just kick that?
What? No.
Okay.
I just accidentally kicked this.
Okay. And here I'll do another light one. Then if you have too many distinct ones, what you can do, like here it's starting to get too distinct, I'll take my finger, maybe tap out one of the 3 of them so they're not all distinct. Come over here. Obviously take your time doing this. Don't go this speed, it'll look terrible. All right, so it's starting to get there. So now I want to add some more brown ones. When you're adding bricks, don't have too many that are like really close together. Just in case, otherwise people realize they're not really lining up. So cover the whole thing with bricks, they have to be exact. If you're doing like a indication of where the bricks are, the more contrast, the better the brick should be. Over here, maybe do another one in the middle. Overlap in the center. These are getting too specific. Tap them out a little bit. You want people to look at it and go, oh, it's bricks. You know, not like every single brick is done. That'd be such a pain. And it would take forever. This way, obviously I'm doing this whole wall in just a few minutes. Because we do have time for that. Now I'll come back in with a really light one. I'll go like almost kind of a whitish color. I'll go over some of my dark ones. And over here, sure, up here, almost done at this face. All right, so that's good enough for that part. Now what I'll do is I'll take a small round brush. That's where the details come in. I'll take brown and black, kind of a glaze. Oh, man. Bro. All right, take a little black brush here. And underneath, accent some of them, but not all of them. I'll accent this one, for instance, over here. Skip way over here to that one. Orange one, sure. Doing some of the edges, not all of them, once again. There's another little edge. I could do like the side of it as well. Boop. And trim it out. And then this one doesn't have any bricks in it. No bricks in that space. You can still outline it like it is a brick. Tap, just like a few of them. Don't go all the way around the brick. That would look ridiculous. Doing the bricks is really important that they're going the right direction. So these are still going down too far. So this is my project. It should be going that way. I didn't have guidelines though. And I went too fast, but that's okay. Still get the idea. All right, then let that dry. It's another layer. Then after that's dry, I'm gonna come in here. I'll have a little burnt sienna. Where's my burnt sienna? Burnt sienna, little raw umber. And Kate, get me more burnt sienna. Quick.
Okay.
Also, glazes coming down here. Going over it. It's got to give it like a weathered look so it's not all the same. Kate, now run. I need burnt sienna. How am I going to be TikTok famous if it takes you this long to get burnt sienna?
Whoops. Is this going on TikTok?
Yeah,
This is like.
you're going viral.
Really?
Probably not. They'll come down here. Little blazes on this coming down. Drippy drips. Adds another level to it. This is pretty runny. It's like a glaze almost. But that'll make it look like it's a little bit more worn. And that's bricks. It's a brick show. Okay? And cut.
Oh.
And cut.
Yeah.